Hello, it's Brian, and today's game of review is War Thunder. I enjoy this game a ton, with the attention to detail, everything from the smoke from cannons to dirt on your tank or plane. So what is War Thunder? Well, it is a free PC, Mac, and PlayStation 4 game that takes place in late World War I through World War II and into Korea and Vietnam Wars. The game currently has 3 game modes: Aviation, which is planes, Ground Forces, which is tanks and anti-aircraft, and Naval Forces, which has patrol boats and destroyers. You can choose one of 5 countries: America, Russia, Great Britain, Germany, or Japan, in which you have to work through a tech tree divided into 5 tiers, which is filled with a wide variety of vehicles. Nice job, Gaijin. On the variety of vehicles, each vehicle has its own personality and pros and cons. Unfortunately, this is my first piece of criticism. This tech tree gets very hard around tier 3, and that is when serious grinding starts. This means it will take close to a month for an average gamer to get one new vehicle. Look at this tech tree of the Russian Air Force. Yeah, it's a lot. There are also 3 difficulty settings you can use for matchmaking. Arcade, which simplifies the physics engine and gives you helpful pointers, like if your shell will penetrate a tank or how far you have to lead your shot in a plane. Next is Realistic. You get no helpers and the full physics engine. Markers are also removed, so you have to use your eyes to find targets. Finally, there is Simulation Mode, which is similar to Realistic, but your perspective is locked in the first person. First, the planes. If you love flying World War II planes and want a more realistic experience, then this is your game mode. Let me make this clear. There are no health bars. Your health is dictated by whether your plane can still physically fly or not by arbitrary hit points your plane can take, like some other games. So, that is a plus for the game for incorporating that kind of physics. It is a ton of fun to completely destroy a wing of an enemy and watch them spiral down to the ground. Also, not all planes are created equal. You do need to read up on some history and know how certain planes are flown. For example, the German Bf-109 is not a dogfighter, but a boom and zoom. One problem with planes are the bombers. The AI gunners are horrible at their jobs. They just need to get fired. That's just horrible. Most of the time you have to manually aim, and if you do that, you can't control the plane accurately. Arcade battles with planes are chaotic and usually one big dogfight. Realistic battles, you get 1 life, and you start on the runway. This makes realistic battles very stressful because it can take 5 to 10 minutes to get to battle, and then most of the time get immediately shot down. But it is very enjoyable to shoot down 1, maybe 2 planes. If you're looking for the most realistic multiplayer flight simulator, this is my recommendation for the best. Next, the tanks. The Ground Forces game mode is definitely my favorite. It has no health bars like the planes section, but the survivability of your tank depends on how many crew members are still alive. So, if your reloader dies, then another crew member must fill his place, and your reloading time will suffer because of this. Makes sense. In order to destroy a tank, you have to kill all the crew members or explode the ammo racks. The physics engine really shines in this game mode. For example, there is a predictable shell drop on every tank, and every tank has different armor angling. The most important thing to remember is that armor angling is something you have to pay attention to. For example, if you have a flat surface of metal that is 100 millimeters thick, but if you, let's say, angle it at 20 degrees, then you have an effective armor thickness of 120 millimeters of armor. Big difference. So, the physics system is great, but the battle rating system is not the best. This system makes sure that an early World War II tank does not play against a tank from Vietnam, and makes games fair and equal. But there are obvious flaws with the system. For example, at the 3.0 to 3.9 battle rating, there is a German tank nicknamed the Flak Bus, which can easily destroy any tank in one shot. One shot. And because it is so long, it takes at least 3 shots to destroy it. Currently, while making this video, the Flak Bus has a 75% win rate, which means if you take this thing out, you have a 75% chance of winning. What? Because Germany has the best tanks at battle ratings 2.5 to 4.2, most every game you will play will be America, British, and Russia versus Germany. Other than that, the tank section is a ton of fun, especially in urban combat. In arcade battles, there is an X on your screen which tells you how far up the gun needs to be angled for a shell drop, and it will change colors depending on if the shell will penetrate. Also, if a tank is spotted by you or a teammate, then the name of the tank appears on your screen. No hiding in this game mode. In realistic battles, there is nothing helpful, just your gun sights and your eyes. I personally like realistic battles because you can hide in bushes without people seeing you. On making this review, Naval Forces has not been released to the public, but from beta test videos that I have watched, expect lots of machine gun fire that does not bounce like in tank battles. Next is graphics. Holy crap! This game has great graphics, especially when you are playing the game in epic settings. If you can't play the game on epic, the minimum graphic settings is also good, but when flying in minimum, it is a little hard to figure out when the sky stops and the ground begins. Grass is stomped on when a tank drives. Tanks and planes get dirt and snow on them if they sit too long. Also, the noises and sounds are very precise and accurate. For example, this tank sounds different from this one. The maps are beautiful. You can tell that extreme care went into every rock, tree, and random car or tractor. There are plenty of opportunities on maps. Most have destructible environments and trees and bushes that actually conceal tanks, unlike other games. The large open maps like Finland and the Battle of Kursk are probably the worst because there is little to no cover at all. Planes can see all the tanks, making bombing very, very easy. Urban maps are definitely where the game shines. Bombing targets becomes challenging, and tanks can easily find cover. All in all, War Thunder is a great game, and if you are into realistic World War II warfare, there is no better game. I would give it 4.5 stars out of 5, and I take off 0.5 because of the heavy grinding around Tier 3 and the weird battle rating system for tanks.